All right, so today we have Ruby on, and she has been in the program a couple of days before Christmas, so right around 3 weeks or so. So, Ruby, would you mind just introducing yourself, sharing your location and your occupation?
Sure. My name is Ruby Brewer, and I'm from Tennessee, probably about 25 miles from Memphis, Tennessee. And my occupation is um, a licensed life insurance producer, and I basically focus on the final expense insurance.
Awesome, awesome. And so, Ruby, we really like to highlight our clients in this program. So, we just wanted to kind of hear a little bit about your story and your journey because that's really what's most important. Because we know the agency in this to kind of be inspired and can kind of connect with not just the results that you're getting, but more of like that process that sounds like them. So, would you mind just sharing a little bit about how long you've been in the business?
Okay. Okay, well, I've actually had my license for about a year now, and I was kind of forced into being an entrepreneur because my dad got sick and he had two strokes. He has dementia and has prostate cancer. So I was in corporate America. So I had to come out of there and figure out a way to be able to quit my job and help my mom take care of my dad because she was literally about to have a nervous breakdown. So I went on to get my insurance license and I focused on the health side for a little while and just had the life insurance license just lingering over. And I was like, when the pandemic started, I was like, I need to do something to bring more income in. So that's when I decided to focus on the life side. And I hadn't been focused on the life side for well, maybe 2 months now. And I stumbled across Arturo's program. So here I am now. Couple weeks before, well, probably a couple days before Christmas when I signed on. So here I am now, and I'm just
Awesome,
excited
awesome.
about the program.
Awesome, awesome. And so, what specifically do you think kind of motivated or kind of led you to choosing life insurance? I know you said you had some personal things going on. Why did you choose insurance?
I think I chose insurance because the person that came to help my parents sign up for Medicare Advantage, we kind of had a brief conversation. I was like, maybe something I want to do. So that's the reason. That was one of the reasons why I saw how the guy took out time with my parents, and I was like, I love the senior market. So that's why I kind of focused on like Medicare Advantage at first, and I then I thought about it. I was like, well, my life insurance license sitting over here just kind of collecting a little dust. So let me try to utilize that. So when the pandemic started, just hearing conversations, seeing things on Facebook with people having to set up GoFundMe accounts, and even family, friends, people just dying. A lot of people wasn't insured, so I was like, well, I'm licensed, so why not, get involved and just put the word out there that I'm licensed and just to help people because a lot of people just don't know which direction to go when it comes down to getting life insurance. So I just want to be an advocate, for people.
Gotcha, gotcha. And
Yes.
so, does the kind of the things that you had going on in your personal life, did that really kind of spark some of the things that you're out here trying to help families? How does that affect kind of
Absolutely.
what you're trying to do?
Yeah, it definitely what sparked it. Like I said, the senior market as far as the healthcare, the medical side of the healthcare side rather, but the life insurance really is near and dear to me because it's just so many people without it, and so many people don't know it doesn't cost you that much just to not leave a burden on somebody. So I just want to be that person that can, to guide somebody's hand. I spoke with someone the other day that where I got a lead from, and she introduced me to several family members, and she was like, we have had to bury so many family members without insurance, and that's not a good feeling. So I want to be that person to help that grieving family.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah. And so, how did you come across the AUM program in Arturo Johnson Consulting?
Well, normally before I go to bed, I always do my scripture and my prayer, and I scroll through Facebook. So I was scrolling through Facebook one night, halfway asleep, and I saw the link, and I was like, and I was like, let me click on it because I was just basically doing like calling people, with leads from the company that I'm with, and I was like, it has to be a better way than this. So once I saw that, and I started watching the YouTube videos, and I was really inspired. So once I sent my information and someone was supposed to call me the next day, but I woke up like 3 o'clock that morning. It was on my mind. I was like, well, this must be it. So that's how I got started. Talked to Mr. Shepherd, and I hit the ground running after that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit about the company that you represent. So, what were you doing to try to get appointments and new clients before you joined our program?
Well, I would purchase leads from my company. Would purchase leads like every Tuesday, and I would get 20 leads, and they were kind of pricey. And out of those 20 leads, I would contact maybe three people, maybe four. Most of the time, some of them would be wrong numbers. Some of them would be they weren't interested. I may would be able to do maybe two presentations, and then people would be like, "I'll call you back if I decide to get it." So it was like it really wasn't going anywhere, in my opinion.
Got it, got it. Yeah. So, I know you only been in the program for a little bit, but would you mind just kind of sharing some of the results that you've gotten so far, and particularly when you actually speak to people who reached out, and you call them, the difference between the two, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I definitely know what you're saying. So the difference is the leads that I purchased from my company. These were people that may have wanted information then. I'm not sure how old the leads were, but most of the ones that I talked to, it was like they really wasn't interested. Versus the ones that saw the ad on Facebook, and those were people that I could tell within their voice that they was very much interested. I spoke to a young lady yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, please!" I was actually traveling back home, and I told her to give me like an hour. And she was like, "Oh, please call me back. Please don't forget to call me back." So these are people that's very much interested, and it just makes my adrenaline rush just to hear the excitement in their voice, knowing that I'm gonna be insured and I can sleep better at night.
Right, right, right. And so, you know, I think that agents that may see this video, special circumstances, like some of our other clients, which I'm starting to notice, is not everybody can just go to the home, and it's not because they don't want to. But what I'm starting to notice is that some people have circumstances of their loved ones that they don't want to
Right,
put at risk by
right.
doing that. And so that just may not work for them. Not saying that that way doesn't work, but it's just a more risky. That's more at risk than doing it that way.
Mhm.
And just curious if that is a factor for you, or was that something that was kind of in the back of your mind at all?
Yeah, it was because I helped care for my dad. So, and I can sympathize with people that may not want somebody to come to their house to discuss, getting insurance. So I definitely can attest to that. You trying to keep that person safe and yourself as well, because I'm a caretaker of him. So I can attest to people not wanting people to come to their houses. So yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, again, I know you only been in the program for a little bit, but would you mind just kind of sharing a few of the specifics of results, kind of your journey from getting in to now? Because I know you had a little bit of success so far on. Can you just share a little bit of that?
Yes, sure. I actually had a lead to come in. I was traveling this weekend, and and I just looked at my iPad. I said I'm going to keep my iPad with me at all times, so because you never know when you're on the road and might have to write a policy. So I happened to look, and I was like, because my leads were coming in slow at first, and I was seeing all the people that was posting on Facebook saying their leads were coming in. I was like, okay, well maybe mine are going to come. So I looked at it, and I did see some leads. So I said, let me call these leads. Call the young lady, and she told me, she said, I have life insurance, but I have family members that have passed and they didn't have any. So we had to put money together to bury those family members. So she immediately started. I didn't even ask her for any references, but she immediately started giving me her niece's number, her cousin's number. Called the cousin put a policy on herself and her son, called her niece. She's gonna call me back, but she said I'm definitely gonna get it. And the young lady that gave me all the information, she only have life insurance on her job. But when I stated to her the importance of having a separate policy than on your job, she was like, I'm definitely gonna call you back because I hadn't thought about that. I'm definitely gonna call you back, and my husband and I are gonna get insured as well. So I
Yeah.
was very excited about that.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm definitely excited because, again, as you can see, as leads come in and you start to talk to people,
Yes,
you can
yes,
you can really get excited about what you're doing, right? And that's really what
exactly.
I'm trying to convey here, because I know a lot of agents will see this, and it's the beginning of the year, so they're trying to figure out, where they want to go, and we're in uncertain times right now. But it's that
Mhm.
hope that, if you do have some limitations and things, how can you still provide for your family but be safe at the same time? And
Right.
so, if there were some agents that were kind of on the fence and they're kind of struggling over here, they really want to do this business well and have some success, but they're kind of limited, or they're kind of skeptical, thinking that maybe this is too good to be true. Just from your experience, what would you say to them?
I would say trust the process. The first thing I always do is pray about things, and I felt like that was God waking me up at 3 o'clock that morning when I began to watch the videos, and just seeing you, Arturo, take the time out to even to just being a mentor for us and the other part of your team members that take the time out to do the Zoom call. So I would say if you're on the other side of the fence, it's real, and I am just thrilled that it is real, and I don't even know what word to use. I'm just so excited, not only to make money, but to be able to be that advocate to help people to know that they can sleep at night because they're not leaving a burden on somebody.
Right. And I think that that's so important because we do kind of get caught up in the numbers and the things that we need to do. But at the end of the day, we're trying to protect families, right? And as
Exactly. Yeah.
you know, and that's my mission as well, is to help agents to be secure with methods that can have people to speak to that are looking for things, right? They're in search of things
Right.
like you were, right? You were in search of a better
Right.
way to do
Yes.
something, right? And you
Hmm.
prayed about it and you were able to find that. And other people are having the same thing. The circumstances that we're having, people are getting reminded of how fragile life is every single day. So
Oh
now
yeah.
more than ever, the tough conversations are being had because you don't know if you have your affairs in place, right? For me
Right.
personally, I've had an event kind of happen since the new year, and I've had to have that conversation with my mom. And she's like, I'm going to make sure that there's no fish fries and no GoFundMe's being taken place. I want to make sure I have my affairs in order. So shout out to you for being an advocate and helping protect families. Definitely need more people like you out there helping people genuinely and also in this program. So thank you for
Right.
sharing your story, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.